What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leaky14 back with another review today, and today we are reviewing Yuto Suzuki's masterpiece Sakamoto Days Chapter 99. We're almost at the big 100, folks. Chapter 99, that day. Let's get to it. Alright, so chapter 99 of Sakamoto Days, that day, and boy oh boy was that day a day. And we are continuing this flashback between Shishiba and Yostumura, and it appears, and I had to go back to the JCC arc and I reread the things that happened with Shin and Amane, and just learning about the database and their dad, and I'm starting to get a big picture here, right? So what we get in this chapter, and I'm going to be all over the place, I'm really not going to go page by page because this chapter was really concise and we really just stayed in one place. We were either in the present with Yostumura and Shishiba, or we were in the past with Yostumura and Shishiba, and we finally get to see what happened, which was alluded to in the JCC arc, with Yostumura and Amane and their mom. And what we find out in this chapter is that Yostumura, who at this time was a member of the order, and he was like probably number one in the order, or like the leader, and it seems that he was the chief's right-hand man. So he was basically number two in the JAA. So if people are sat planning to go after the chief of the JAA, then they better be going after the number two. So he suspects that people are gonna come after him. I love the exchange where Shishiba goes, well, if something happens to you, something's gonna happen to me. She was not entirely true, right? If people are just plotting to get me, then you'll probably be okay. And he's like, so I'm asking you if something happens to me, take care of my wife and kids. He said, nah, that ain't me. And he's like, that's cold. Right? Like, I'm being dead serious right now. My man's, I'm asking you to take care of my family. And he goes, nah, you gotta ask somebody else, bruv. Shishiba is funny. But then we find out, so just like they do in the present, put my glasses back on. So we find out, just like they do in the present, they go get the lottery tickets, scratch it off, and that gives them the info of their mission. And Yostumura did that. And he's like, it is time, we find out who they are, we're going after them. And he leaves that on the table. Never bring work home. Never bring work home, man. You can't trust nobody. And his wife sees the card, gets triggered, immediately takes Amane as a hostage. She said, yo, do me a favor, don't go on this mission. And apparently this has been set up. It doesn't really say how old Amane is when this stuff is going on, but apparently this has been in the works for a while in order to take down Yostumura and the JAA. So somebody has been in cahoots. So who else is in cahoots? Like, was Yostumura the only one they've been plotting with and had set up with a child? Because they say, obviously they knew they couldn't combatantly take out Yostumura, so the only way is if we have something against him, which is his child, right? Not even his wife, it's his child. And so I'm starting to see why Yostumura wants to take down the JAA, because like he could get his family back, meaning his son. Like if he finds out why somebody set him up and why they tried to take away his family, I mean, like they took everything from this man. Like he had to murder his wife in front of his son, so now he knows his son isn't gonna hear it from him at all. And we see him hiss at him in the flashback. So is their relationship rocky, or who knows? But clearly he wasn't having it. And then now his wife, who he admits in this chapter that like he loves, like he's not with his wife just to have a kid or just to have a wife. Like he admits to Shishiba, like when you find somebody that you love, like you'll do anything for him. So not only did he love this woman and he loved this child, but she turned against him, right? Like the one person who probably shouldn't go against him in the whole assassin world ended up being a traitor in his life. So like, who can he trust now? So this man wants to take down the whole system. There must be somebody still in charge in parts of the JA that had parts with what happened to him, because that is wrong. So that must have been the mission. So clearly he never went on that mission to go after he killed his wife. Like, did he not go kill the people he was supposed to? And then it's still a piece missing, because at some point he fails a mission. So maybe after he killed his wife, he couldn't go on the mission anymore because he just felt betrayed. So he didn't go on that mission, and that is the mission he failed. And because he failed that mission, the JA then sent assassins after him, which must be what happened. And then, like we saw a chapter or two ago, Nagumo was talking to those higher ups. They were like, yo, y'all failed that mission with Yostumura years ago, and he's been away ever since. But why is he making his move now is very interesting. And why is he going after the Order? Like, we just see in this flashback that Shishiba is one of like the closest people to him, and he wasn't betrayed by Shishiba necessarily. And it doesn't even really appear, I mean, he was betrayed by people in the JA, but not the JA itself. So why is he so hell-bent on killing specifically members of the Order and taking down the JA? So I believe he must be tracking down members of the JAA members of the Order specifically because they're the strongest and will be the most willing and be ordered to oppose what he's doing and oppose him. So maybe that's the reason he's actually going after the Order, because at first he made it seem like somebody ordered him to go after the Order. But now, after learning more, and like, he just wants to get revenge on whoever set him up and set his wife up and made him eventually have to kill his lover and betray his son. Like, that seems like his whole revenge mission is to destroy them so that he could go reconcile with his son. But why the Order has to get involved? Probably because he was a former member of the Order and he knows that they're going to be told to stop Yostumura and just stop him. But I love this chapter. It's very simple. There's not much going on besides the flashback. I did really love the exchange at the beginning with, again, Shishiba hyping up Osaragi, calling her the spear, the tip of the spear. Like, she's leading the mission and she's the one who goes and Shishiba just follows. And then the reason he has hammers is because you never have to sharpen them and they never run out of ammo, which are both facts. Like he said, they can gouge, hammers are a cool tool for an assassin to use. But I just pray that this does not lead to Shishiba's death. Yostumura has to meet with his son again. Him and Amane are gonna have a reunion. So I just hope that this does not lead to the death of Shishiba. And I'm waiting for Nagumo to pull up, because last time we saw him, he was with the higher ups, just chatting. Did we see him? No, we just saw him with the higher ups after that. So now we should see him very soon, probably joining Shishiba and Osaragi. And hopefully we haven't seen Shin and Sakamoto, but now that they got their info about Slur, they can finally make the move, and that move is probably going to be going to that warehouse that they saw in Club Jam's head, where Mafuya might be. So hopefully Mafuya and Seva's gonna join Sakamoto and Shin to go get Mafuya, because technically they're still captured, right? They need to be free. And I'm just thinking the only member of Slur's group, Suzuki's group, that we haven't seen yet is Carolina Reaper. So hopefully they will go to that warehouse. Carolina Reaper will hear about what happened to his little brother, and we'll finally get to see him in action. But this is great. Sakamoto Days has been on fire. Yuto Suzuki, chapter 99 of Sakamoto Days. Next one is going to be Big 100. So we're going to hit 100 before the year ends, but I guess that'll probably be the last chapter due to breaks and holidays and stuff. But great chapter. I loved it. What do you think is going to happen next? Leave a comment below. Let me know. If you made it this far in the video, please subscribe. Let your boy know that you're watching. I appreciate all of you. It's Leaky14. I will be back next week. Have a great one.